Allan Hirsch Advisors, creating aha moments, presents Aha Business Podcasts. We provide opportunities to discover information to help you run your business and guide your decision making. The more you know, the better decisions you make. For more information, log on to allanhirschadvisors.com. I'm your host, Allan Hirsch. Welcome to the podcast. My guest is Tracey Kirsh, president of Electromedical Products International, Inc. It's a mouthful, but welcome to the show.
Thank you. We go by EPI for short.
Okay, that'll make it very easy for me.
Yes, correct.
So what motivates you to get up in the morning and go to work?
The results we get with our technology, the reports we get from our patients and our customers. We often hear, "You've given me my life back, my quality of life has improved." Family members say, "You've given me my husband or my wife or my child back," and that makes us go to work every morning. It's very rewarding.
Well, it sounds it. So what is EPI? What is the product you're selling?
So EPI designs, markets, and distributes Alpha-Stim technology. Alpha-Stim is brain tech that uses a patented electrical waveform that we deliver via ear clip electrodes. I thought I'd show it so we could show it today.
Okay.
Clipped externally to your ears, and we send a mild electrical signal, a patented waveform, through the electrodes to the brain. It's indicated for anxiety, insomnia, depression, and pain control. We've been in business for 39 years, and we're in our 8th and 9th generation product. So we've been doing this a long time.
So I had never heard of it until one of your people contacted me. So how can people learn about Alpha-Stim research and the products that you sell?
Well, we recommend you go to our website. It's a very informative website. We have alphastim.com. We have published studies on the technology over the last year. It is a prescription technology in the United States. You do need an order from a licensed healthcare provider. Outside of the US, it's typically over the counter. But I say our website's probably the best way. And then we have a really top-notch, so you can call us at 800-4-PAIN, and they'll be happy to talk to you about it.
So what does this do? I mean, you've been doing it for 39 years. I've never heard of it. So it's been a secret. What's been your
our medical system in the United States is based on chemistry. Alpha-Stim is based on the physics of the body. So we're moving electrons around. Electrons move very rapidly. You turn on the light switch and the lights come on. So that's, Alpha-Stim works really fast. Oftentimes we can see results on any of our indications within the first treatment. We have significant research, and so we live in an evidence-based medicine system. So we've been spending our time making sure that we have the science to show that it's both safe and effective.
So what does it, what kind of brain injury, I don't know if this is the right term, the brain injury or effects that humans have that your product helps?
Well, it has a normalizing effect. So the waveform interacts with the body at the physics level, at the cellular level, and it normalizes the system. So you get pain relief or stress reduction.
So how does it do this?
Through an electrical waveform, so a signal that's sent to the body. Through the brain, we use if you look at an electroencephalogram, that's what we use to measure our brain waves. And you can see a normalization of brain function after Alpha-Stim use. And also, if you look at the waveform and brain waves, your alpha waves, which occur at 8 to 12 hertz, are those that occur while you're idling or daydreaming, or if you're practicing mindfulness or meditation, which is often very difficult for us. You can also achieve that relaxed and alert state after aerobics, or easier yet, 20 minutes with the ear clip electrodes from the Alpha-Stim, you can achieve the same state.
So how did this, 39 years ago, how did you, or I don't know if you don't look like you are 30 in business 39. You might be, but how did you come up with such a system, invention that constantly changes to improve the services you provide?
Yes, well, I am not old enough to have started this company in
Good.
1981. I was still in high school, but my husband developed the technology. So Dr. Daniel Kirsch is a neurobiologist, board certified pain specialist, and a fellow of the American Institute of Stress. And he noted that there's a common thread among most systems of medicines that's physics-based, whether you're looking at Ayurvedic medicine or Chinese medicine or acupuncture. They all have this innate intelligence that if you balance the body, it takes care of itself. So he became very interested in that and actually developed the first Alpha-Stim in 1981 using the UCLA track team. The company was in Los Angeles at the time. And he used the track team so he had healthy individuals with injuries. So he measured the electrical activity in the injured tissues versus the normal tissues, and he developed our waveform. So our waveform is likened to a pharmacy in a box, that we can hit all the notes, if you will, that your body functions on and return it to normal. So pain relief and stress reduction.
So, and it's developed since then. So
Yes.
what kinds of illnesses and are you dealing with today?
Well, mood disorders in particular today, given the COVID and then the recent riots, recent Gallup poll shows 55% of Americans have coping with stress difficulties. There's a Healthline poll that shows 49% of our Americans are experiencing some signs of depression. So we're locked in, we're at home, we can't get out. Alpha-Stim fits the bill. It is designed for home care. It is easy to use. You do need a prescription in this country. We very much like to work with people's practitioners in that regard. If you don't have a practitioner, we do have access to a telehealth physicians on our website so that you can get a prescription, try Alpha-Stim, and we are so confident in its results that we do offer 30-day money back. So if it doesn't work for you in 30 days, we'll give you your money back, less a restocking fee.
So, how is it, how do you accomplish the treatment? Just through your earlobes?
Well, for anxiety, insomnia, and depression, yes, it is very easy to use. We apply these ear clip electrodes. We wet them with some conducting solution. You apply it right to your earlobes, 20 to 60 minutes a day at the beginning, and then every other day thereafter, and it has a normalizing effect. Pain can be a little bit more difficult to treat. We have what we call smart probes that we apply to the body for treating pain. And usually with pain, anxiety, and insomnia, you can see some relief within the first treatment. Chronic anxiety may take 3 to 4 weeks for that leg to stop shaking, kind of thing, and also for depression as well.
Right.
So a series of treatments.
So, how can an individual try the device, get the advice if they need a prescription? Well, I guess they have to go find a doctor that knows of it and
correct.
get a prescription.
That is correct. And if your doctor doesn't know about it, we're happy to tell them about it. So we have quite a good team of boots on the ground, if you will. One of my best there that introduced us, Brian Gregory, in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area. He's been with us a long time, and he will go into the physicians and show them Alpha-Stim. And we have a 60-day loan program for practitioners, so they can use it for free in their office for 60 days. And then the patient can also try it out there. And again, our 30-day money back is a nice, easy way for someone to try it out. I've got an expert clinical support team that's manned by psychiatrists and psychologists. So anyone who obtains an Alpha-Stim, it comes with a 5-year warranty. And after 5 years, you can call us unlimited clinical support during that time. So we're happy to hold your hand and show you how it's done.
So are there side effects? What side effects are there?
Very minimal, especially if you look at it next to drugs. There's nothing long-term or permanent with Alpha-Stim. If you turn the current too high, you may experience vertigo, and there may be some residual vertigo, but it usually will subside after a couple hours, a day at the most. People like me who are light-skinned, who don't tan, that I just burn when I go out in the sun, those people may experience a little irritation at the electrode site.
So the earlobes might be irritated.
Earlobes may be irritated. If you're treating pain on the body with our electrodes, you could get a little irritation under the electrode site, but it's very few and far between, and really insignificant when you look at it up against drugs. And the good thing about Alpha-Stim is that it is applying to the body directly to the brain, so we're not going through the liver and the kidneys like a pharmaceutical would that would damage those organs. So it is very safe in that regard too.
So what, may I ask, how many do you have, how many machines are there out there throughout the United States?
Well, we've got millions of treatments. A lot of practitioners will use it in their practice in treating multiple patients. But millions of treatments, tens of thousands of devices every year. We have been on the federal supply schedule, providing Alpha-Stim to the VA and the Department of Defense since 2005. So we do a little more than half of our business to the government. So we're real honored to do that and real happy to help our veterans and our service members.
So how, how effective is it? How soon can people expect to get relief and feel better?
When you look at Alpha-Stim in a scientific setting, when you're running a study, so we see for depression, about 82% significant results after 4 or 5 weeks. When you look at pain treatments in a scientific setting like that, we're seeing about 71%. But when we start looking at it over 40 years in the real world with people who are actually using it and reporting back to us, we're seeing over 90% significant results, which is 25% improvement or more for anxiety, insomnia, and pain. And in depression, we see about an 87% reduction or significant improvement in depressive symptoms. So it's quite impressive.
So, how often do treatments have to be done to make it effective?
Usually when you first get your Alpha-Stim, you're going to want to treat every day for the first week to 10 days. And then the effects of Alpha-Stim are cumulative. So the more you use it, the less you need it, which is kind of a reverse tolerance, if you will, to drugs. If you become tolerant to drugs, you have to take more and more, and it can become dangerous. Alpha-Stim, you actually use less and less. So every day, first week to 10 days, and then we start backing off to every other day, and then maybe twice a week or once a week. I use it every other day for stress reduction. It makes my half empty glass half full. I still have a half a glass of water, but it's how I look at it.
Yes. Whoops. What are some of the improvements that have been made, increase the brain waves can provide?
Well, Alpha-Stim's waveform has not changed in 39 years. So it is like an ingredient in a drug, and it does have significance. So if we look at studies that are done with chronic pain patients, we have some fMRI studies and some double-blind placebo-controlled studies, and we see significant improvement in those patients. MD Anderson did a study for us a couple of years ago on advanced cancer patients, and they proved significant pain reduction and increased in relief from mood disorders, and that was done here in Texas at MD Anderson.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break. We have a couple sponsors that we need to get to. So when we come back, I will continue my conversation with Tracey Kirsh, president of EPI International. I'm Allan Hirsch of Allan Hirsch Advisors, and this is AHA Business Podcast.
Hi, Rick Dempsey here. As a former Oriole and Series MVP, I know a lot about winning and championship teams. Today, I'm happy to tell you about my award-winning web design and internet marketing team, Adventure Web Interactive. For over 2 decades, many of Maryland's most successful firms have chosen Adventure Web as their strategic partner for web design and online marketing. I can tell you from using them personally, their search engine optimization and social media programs have saved their clients tens of thousands over the traditional pay-per-click digital agency. Visit AdventureWebInteractive.com and listen to what clients such as Hercules Fence, TriStar Electric, ABC Rental, Rhine Landscaping, Markdown's Office Furniture, and many more highly successful firms have to say. And don't forget to tell them Rick Dempsey sent you.
Strengthen, protect, and preserve your retirement nest egg. Scott Garceau here for the Stephen J. Sless Group, Baltimore's reverse mortgage specialist. Reverse mortgages have evolved to become a viable retirement tool. Enjoy retirement without monthly mortgage payments, improve cash flow, pay off debt, and stretch retirement savings. Stephen and his team can offer strategies to make housing wealth work for you. If you're 62 or older, learn if a reverse mortgage could help. Visit reversebaltimore.com.
An equal housing opportunity lender. This is not a commitment to lend. Stephen J. Sless, NMLS 298581. PRMI NMLS 3094.
Okay, welcome back to the podcast. My guest this evening is Tracey Kirsh, president of the EPI International, and we're talking about her Alpha-Stim technology. So, what are some instances of situational anxiety that have been helped with the Alpha-Stim machine?
So anxiety responds very quickly to Alpha-Stim, especially situational anxiety. So it's used oftentimes at the dentist. Instead of nitrous oxide, I wouldn't go to the dentist without my ear clips on. We see it in instances of test-taking anxiety. People with panic attacks, they typically carry one around. I use it if I'm about to be interviewed for a podcast. It works quite nicely in relaxing me in that regard. So as I mentioned earlier, chronic anxiety may take a series of treatments for 3 or 4 weeks to get a handle on that. The situational anxiety, it happens really quickly.
So how big is this machine? Is it, it's almost, fits in a pocketbook.
Yes, sir, it
smaller,
does.
Smaller than most phones.
That is correct. This is the Alpha-Stim Aid. This is the ear clips only for mood disorders. It runs on 2 AAA batteries. We have another model, if I may.
Go ahead, you may.
Our Alpha-Stim M. And this model comes with some smart probes that treats pain peripherally on the body, as well as ear clip electrodes. So treating pain on the body works really quickly because electrons move rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
But our niche is our brain stimulation, and pain is a central nervous system process. So for our ability to treat the brain, it's really a niche market for us. With your opioid problem in this country today and worldwide, Alpha-Stim is a fantastic alternative to that because there is no addiction associated with it and no tolerance associated with it.
So in dealing with the pain issue, which is I guess the precursor for all of the extended pain medicines that are becoming addictive and really killing our kids and adults. Your machines can help those suffering in pain?
Yes, and rather rapidly. Unfortunately, oftentimes we get people after the drugs have failed or they're already addicted. So we have a little bit of an uphill battle, but we are seeing over 90% significant results over time in the real world. So, and what's great about Alpha-Stim is the worst that can happen is nothing.
So you have a technology, and I hate to be presumptuous, that can help people with pain, and yet no one's using it. They're all
many
using.
people are using it. Many people are using it, just not everyone using it.
Well,
yeah.
Proportionately to those who become addicted to the painkillers.
I think the politics and medicine is a whole nother discussion, isn't it?
Yes,
So
it is.
Yes, Alpha-Stim is inexpensive. It's safe, it's fast, it's very effective. Our Alpha-Stim M retails for $1,195. The Alpha-Stim Aid retails for $795. So those are not big ticket items. You physicians don't have to cut you open to implant it. So then we start talking about the politics.
So
medicine.
For you, what gets you to the doctors? How do you get to the pain managers? Because
that's a really good question. Yeah. So our major method that has been totally interrupted with COVID is exhibitions at medical conferences, having our key opinion leaders on the podium, educating doctors. We are an evidence-based medicine system. So we go to these conferences with our science. They must be open-minded practitioners, of course, who are willing to look at a different way to treat pain and mood disorders through physics as opposed to chemistry. And the world is changing. I mean, we're surrounded by what we're doing now is physics-based, right? With the Zoom and
Right.
your microwave, all of that. Therapeutic medicine is just moving in that it's been in diagnostic medicine for some time, but therapeutic medicine is just shifting towards physics as a viable alternative. So, our push, as I mentioned earlier, is to get the science done in American universities so that we can show that Alpha-Stim really can do the job faster, safer, and less expensive.
So what have you been doing, and how can you change the direction of what you do to get more doctors to be using this equipment or recommending your equipment to those who are suffering in pain? I mean, all the people that have knee surgeries, reconstructive knee surgeries from playing football, lacrosse, baseball, whatever it is, they put them on painkillers. I mean, fortunately, I was allergic to the painkiller when I did my first back surgery. So I spiked 104 fever with the opiates. So I wasn't a candidate for it. I had 1 or 2 doses and after surgery, and I spiked a fever, so I had to go off of them. But fortunately, I didn't become addicted to them. How do you prevent, with your technology, how do you get so many people? Does it have to change? Do you do webinars? I mean, what can you do to change what you're doing?
Well, we do provide webinar training. We have a great team on the ground talking to physicians. I mentioned our exhibits at medical conferences. Right now, we have a really exciting program going with the National Health Service in the United Kingdom. So they have, it's a one-payer system. Their system is broke, and so they're figuring how to treat their people without breaking the bank. So they discovered Alpha-Stim, and they conducted a feasibility and a cost savings analysis for generalized anxiety disorder, and they found it not only as effective as cognitive behavioral therapy, but less expensive. So right now we're in the process of being put into their guidelines for use system-wide. And we recently entered into an agreement with them to do the same thing for depression. So we're an American company, it's American technology. We want to bring that back here. We consider ourselves a disruptive technology. So our goal is to take what we're doing in worldwide through the VA and the DoD. We have a lot of great results there, but also this NHS study, bring it back here and show our Centers for Medicare Services that we can do the same thing for the elderly here and for low income population here as well.
So you're not associated with the Medicaid or Medicaid yet. So you're not approved.
Right, we have a code with the Centers for Medicare Services did issue a billing code for our cranial stimulation in January of this year. So that is the first step towards getting this ubiquitous improvement with the insurance companies.
And it's been around, and you've been around
39 years, but we
39 years,
step at a time.
One step at a time. I mean, it sounds ludicrous to me.
It is ludicrous. Thank you.
That you haven't been able to become approved for Medicare, Medicaid, that you're going through all these struggles over 39 years to become accepted medical practice, and yet you are.
Right, and it works, and no one is hurt. I mean, so you're right, it is quite ludicrous. We keep getting up every morning and do what we do because of the reports we get from the patients, and it's the right thing to do. People deserve another option.
So what kind of pain, I mean, from what it sounds like, what kind of pain conditions can be treated with the machines?
Most any, because of the normalizing effect. So some of the science we have on severe chronic pain, you can find on my website, alphastim.com. You can see double-blind placebo-controlled studies, some fMRIs. So those are things that really show the objective means that Alpha-Stim does on the brain and on the body. But the normalizing effect works across most pain types. It depends, like if you have a constant source of noxious input, if you've got a bone spur or something like that, you're going to want to take care of that surgically, but then Alpha-Stim could come along post-operatively and help you avoid those pain meds. Had that hospital put the Alpha-Stim on your back instead of giving you opioids, you may not have spiked that fever, and
You're
you
right.
probably would have returned to normal in a lot better shape than
Well, I actually did
without
return
it.
to normal back. I was back playing golf in 4 months
All right. That's
after
awesome.
having fusion surgery. So
Yeah.
I was
Good.
a good healer. I was an athlete as a young man, so a good healer. But as a result of the athletics, I have all these pains and all these surgeries that I've gone through.
Understood.
And I still have pains, but then I'm a pain in the neck for other people. So what's the difference?
That's when you would need the ear clips then. The other
Yeah,
people.
yes, for the other people to deal with me. Yeah. So what type of support is offered by EPI?
We have a fantastic support team here. Very knowledgeable, very caring. You can call 800-4-PAIN, get a real person that will hold your hand through your whole 5-year warranty. For practitioners, we have webinars that are hosted by psychiatrists and psychologists. We just finished a series of webinars by some of our key opinion leaders that will go on and talk about their case studies and what they've found with Alpha-Stim. So we do our best to share what we know and to expose people to what's out there and give them the option to try something different that works very well.
So for those licensed practitioners that are listening, I don't know who the listening audience is, but how can they find their way to get the Alpha-Stim research, and how can the local individuals find out more about your products?
Well, I would encourage them to visit our website, alphastim.com, or call us at 800-4-PAIN, FORPAIN. For licensed practitioners, it's pretty easy. We offer them a 60-day loan so they can take a device and use it in their practice. I have a growing network of representatives that are working in the United States, and they will come into the doctor's office and show them how to use it, treat a few patients for them. Then give them the schedule for our webinars, and so they can get educated that way on the science and the protocols. We've developed our protocols over 39 years. It's pretty easy. We haven't seen many surprises, so we can really help them with some of the most difficult cases.
So, what's the vision for your future? What's going to happen the next 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years of your business?
I think you're going to see medicine shifting more to a physics base. I hope that you will see Alpha-Stim at charge. We do consider ourselves a disruptive technology. We hope to bring the work we're doing with the National Health Service and showing the cost savings back to this country, and to start to see Medicare offering it, your private insurance companies offering it, consumers being able to obtain it via telehealth on our website, and just taking it home and using it at home in the privacy of your own home.
So you're not a young entrepreneur.
Thanks,
the company's been around for 39 years. But
Yeah.
if you were talking to a group of people going into business, what's a piece of advice that you would give to them?
I would say work hard, get up and go to work, to follow your heart and to do the right thing. When you are in a highly regulated environment like we are, you must know your rights, you must know the playing field, and work hard and play by the rules, and you will succeed. It's been uphill, but I think we're getting to the top of the mountain here, and we're going to start coasting down, I believe, in the near future. So I hope to come back in the next few years and give you an updated report. Are you going to see Alpha-Stim all over the place? And it will be secret.
I hope so, and I hope maybe this podcast is a stimulus to get you going.
Thank you.
As more and more people see it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a guest. My guest next week will be Jeff Miller, president of JM Consulting Alliance. I'm Allan Hirsch of Allan Hirsch Advisors. To reach me, call 443-977-4500 or visit my website, allanhirschadvisors.com. I'm Allan Hirsch, and this has been AHA Business Podcast.